Right now at noon, stunning new video from the Northern Lights overnight. How likely you are to see them here in Wisconsin moving forward. Plus, open house. The Deerfield Historical Society reopens to the public after renovations. What this building means to the community. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Friday afternoon. We can smell the weekend, folks. I'm Josh Spreiter. We begin with those new images everyone is talking about today of the Northern Lights. You've probably seen videos like this one behind me flooding social media. This was actually taken in Finland, but people as far south as West Virginia and South Carolina also had a chance to take in the display. Wisconsinites could see the Northern Lights starting around 9 o'clock last night until about 2 this morning, with more visibility the further north you go. Our inbox has been flooded with viewer pictures and videos. You can find all of them on channel3000.com. Tonight, the lights may not be as vibrant, but Wisconsin is still in the range of visibility with peak times between about 10 and 2 tomorrow morning. First Warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. He's out on the patio, and I tell you what, Kelly, these images never get old.
It seems like everybody saw them except for me because, yeah, we've been flooded with all those pictures. Thanks for sending them in. And believe it or not, they saw the Northern Lights as far south as San Antonio, Texas last night. So, yeah, really impressive display across much of the United States. Now, we've got a beautiful day. We've got just a few high, thin clouds out here filtering out the sun. Temperatures are warming, though. Already up to 75, the west to southwest wind at 6. That's going to come up closer to 10 to 15 miles per hour throughout the afternoon hours as we're feeling like summer yet, hanging on to it. For one last day, we will have a cold front arrive tonight. That'll bring us a little bit more cloud cover, cooler weather, and then some showers. Definitely going to feel like October this weekend. And our first frost likely to occur early next week. We'll kind of time that out for you. All right, we have the sunshine or partly sunny skies right now. There's that cold front that should slide through probably around the dinner hour. It's not a potent cold front, at least initially, but it will bring us some cooler weather overnight going into tomorrow. We do have the wind speeds coming out of the south, some as high as 15, even 20 miles per hour, and those will be up throughout the afternoon hours. 75 right now in Madison, 74 in Middleton. As we continue to climb, we'll climb into the lower 80s today with that southwest wind up there at 10 to 15. Noticing it does start to switch to the west-northwest towards 6 o'clock, and that's signs of that cold front. We'll have that weekend forecast and also some pictures of some of those northern lights here in southern Wisconsin coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, right now, residents in Florida are returning to get their first look at the destruction caused by Hurricane Milton. The storm is being blamed for at least 16 deaths. It spawned at least 20 confirmed tornadoes across the state. More than 2 million residents are still without power. The governor says more than 300 people have been rescued, including a 14-year-old boy spotted floating on debris. Some homes are completely destroyed.
This was home. This is gonna come and just rip away your whole life. You don't think about that. Home is gone. So home ain't home no more. So yeah, I'm very emotional.
While many homes are intact, furniture is underwater. There are thousands of local, state, and federal responders on the ground. President Biden is calling on Congress to pass a supplemental bill to give more emergency funding for disaster relief. More local news now. A man is dead after a fatal crash in the town of Burke. It happened overnight on US 151 southbound. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says a vehicle struck a pedestrian. Law enforcement closed a portion of the southbound highway between Main Street and Reiner Road. That's where the crash took place. Sun Prairie Police asked people to avoid the area before reopening up the highway this morning. The investigation is ongoing. A man involved in a deadly shooting outside a Madison bar will spend several years in prison. 23-year-old Caleb DiMaggio sentenced to 18 years in prison and 15 years of extended supervision. He pled guilty to second-degree intentional homicide in the death of 44-year-old Jason Pritchard. The shooting happened on May 5th of last year outside the Badger Tavern on Seminole Highway. Witnesses say DiMaggio shot Pritchard after getting upset the victim did not want to fight. He initially pled not guilty, but changed that plea to avoid a possible life sentence. The Southside Elementary principal and vice principal have been removed from their positions at MMSD. This comes after an investigation into the pair sparked by complaints from dozens of parents in the spring. Andrea Shorter Amos is one of 66 parents who signed her name on an 18-page complaint. She alleges her daughter regressed academically and that she endured isolation as punishment and humiliation in front of peers, which led to bullying. She says this all stemmed from neglectful administration.
All 3 years she's been at the school, she went backwards. So now we're working on helping her move forward from that. That make your kid feel this small, like you're not worth anything. when you come to the school. And for my daughter, she told me, she said she wished that when I would drop her off at school, I just wish that you would just come back and get me.
She also told us that her daughter had thoughts of self-harm because of that school. An Evansville neighborhood is speaking up over water concerns. Some of them received a letter saying the city may soon turn off their water. In April, the city's engineering department encouraged people living there to replace their laterals. These are the pipes connecting drains and toilets to the city sewer line. In September, the city then said people had to replace the laterals within 90 days. The city said it would turn off the water for anyone who did not make this change. Evansville says it set the mandate because the pipes use galvanized steel and lead. The city's engineers say the time frame for the mandate is reasonable.
The 90 days is a pretty typical requirement in Wisconsin. It's taken from stock language from the DNR guidance. The 90-day limit is in ordinance. However, given the timing of the year, the city doesn't shut people's water off, even if you're not paying your bill.
Evansville also says property owners must foot the bill for the replacements. That's because the pipes are private, but the city is willing to help come up with a financing plan. Well, in the 608 this afternoon, the Deerfield Historical Society is excited to mark its 41st anniversary. After a long period of renovations, the society is reopening its doors to the community today. The Deerfield Historical Society has been dedicated to preserving and curating local historical artifacts, providing a window into the rich history of the area. This is your chance to explore the historical treasures of Deerfield and learn more about the town's past. I caught up with the president of the Deerfield Historical Society, Melanie Loftus.
This is such a special place for you because your parents helped found this place.
Yes, they did. My parents, Dorothy and Milo Loftus, as well as their friends and neighbors, Beverly and Norman Dahl, founded the Deerfield Historical Society in 1983.
So 41 years, that's a long time.
Yes, it is. And you can see how many years of dedication all of these people have donated to keep it alive.
The Historical Society also honors and remembers veterans of Deerfield, along with having a room with files and scrapbooks from over the years. You could actually go back in time with some of the history there. They are holding an open house until 4 p.m. today. To learn more about their hours moving forward, just go to the story on channel3000.com. Well, still ahead for us on a Friday afternoon, which Americans will get a bump in their Social Security benefits next year, plus why Consumer Reports is calling for a federal ban on infant walkers.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Moving forward.
The biggest mattress blowout of the year is happening now at Ashley. Save up to 40% off on Nectar mattresses starting at only $349. Save up to $600 on Beautyrest Black and free delivery. This is the big one. 60-month special financing with low monthly payments at Ashley.
At Precision, we want to be your trusted advisor. Anybody that knows me here knows that I'm always focused on the customer first. I want to make sure that we don't have to worry about this door, next year, the year after that. Here at Precision, we're here for you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. Compare that to Trump. He fights for himself and his billionaire friends. He intends to enact a national sales tax, the Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by $4,000 a year. Instead of a tax hike, we will pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad. This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Congratulations to Buck and Honeys for winning 4 Best of Madison awards in food and drink, including Best Restaurant. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com. Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Don't miss your chance to visit the area's top newly constructed homes filled with the latest trends and technology. Go to MadisonFallParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
The biggest furniture blowout of the year is happening now at Ashley. Save up to 70% off special purchases and doorbusters and overstocks at discounts like never before. This is the big one. 60-month special financing with low monthly payments. Only at Ashley.
Consumer Reports is calling for a federal ban on infant walkers, saying that they are unsafe and that federal standards fail to address well-known risks. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, nearly 2,500 children under 5 visited emergency rooms per year between 2021 and 2023 for injuries after using baby walkers, jumpers, or exercisers. The American Academy of Pediatrics has also pushed for a ban, saying walkers do not help babies learn how to walk and can delay normal motor and mental development. Over 75 million Americans will get a 2.5% bump in their Social Security benefits next year. The agency says that's an average of $50 per month. This is the smallest cost of living increase since 2021. It comes as federal data shows that inflation has declined significantly over the past 2 years, but some senior citizens advocacy groups say that amount does not keep up with older Americans' financial needs. And last night, Tesla CEO Elon Musk unveiled the company's long-awaited robo-taxi. The Cybercab is fully autonomous without a steering wheel or pedals. Musk says that production on the vehicle will start in 2026 and that it will be available for customers to buy for less than $30,000. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Erica Brown.
At the noon hour, here's your stock report. The Dow is up 279 points, the Nasdaq up 40, and the S&P 500 also up today 25. Our call for action volunteers are in the building this afternoon taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Well, today is the final day you can nominate your workplace for Madison Magazine's Best Places to Work 2025 competition. Just head to madisonmagazine.com to place that nomination. There you'll find more details on how this competition works. The winners will be announced in the March 2025 issue of Madison Magazine. Well, Pam is watching today's egg prices straight ahead, and Kelly is tracking the first warn forecast. And later on Live at 4, we continue our Battleground Wisconsin coverage with expert analysis. Plus, why the race to be Wisconsin's U.S. Senator is now considered a toss-up by one new poll.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee Fuel Saver for every $50 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent Fuel Saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
I'm working harder than ever just to pay the bills and provide for my family. But here's what Kamala Harris thought my money should go to instead. Job training for illegal immigrants even after they commit crimes in America. Hotel rooms for illegal immigrants while our vets sleep on the street. Sex changes for illegal immigrants out of my pocket. Seriously, have these people lost their mind? Kamala Harris can never, ever be our president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
I'm Joan Balwig, and here at the shop we have solutions both big and small. And that's why I fought in Madison for historically large increases for our fire, police, and EMS, and made sure that our small businesses had the permits that they needed to operate. I delivered millions for ag and rural road funding and created the one-day fishing license. I brought both sides together to make sure that our kids can both read and write. And those are both really big things, but you get the idea.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
Sometimes the smallest cracks can cause the biggest chills. And something sinister is lurking in the shadows.
What was that?
To survive, they must seal their fate.
Not working.
With Feldco.
50% off Windows ends soon. Come now.
This fall, watch out for The Draft.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back at noon. Let's check in now. Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. TGIF, Pam, we made it.
Absolutely. It sounds like it's going to be one of those weekends, a little frost on the pumpkins, though, by the time we talk next week, Josh. So everybody get ready for the flip of the switch as far as Wisconsin weather. I'll tell you what, tomorrow, actually, officially tomorrow, is the end of National 4-H Week. I've been bringing it up from time to time all week long. In Wisconsin, the 4-H membership continues to grow. Jessica Jens, state 4-H program manager, said to date, over 26,000 members call 4-H their own across the state. We've got over 1,100 individual clubs and chapters that are involved. If you add in participants that are in all the programs that 4-H offers, we're well over 100,000 members across just our state. She said the membership continues to grow. Out of the pandemic, they saw about an 8% increase in kids that wanted to be involved in 4-H and their families, and another 3% up in just last year's time. So still a very vibrant group of folks. And again, you're always advised, if you would like to get your family involved in Wisconsin 4-H, become a part of the Clover Kids, check in with your local county extension office. And there's the smiling face of Melanie Miller. She lives in Stoughton. She's professor emeritus from UW Extension, retired from Sauk and Dunn counties in 4-H. She's on her way out to Boise, Idaho on Monday. She'll be inducted into the National 4-H Hall of Fame. Way to go, Mel. She's a friend of mine. I wish I was going to be along with her in Boise. Well deserved. So we got some numbers today from the World Ag Supply Demand estimates, continuing to watch not only what happens here in the United States, but also what's going on in South America. South America did pick up a little bit of moisture, so their planters are starting to roll as our Wisconsin farmers are wrapping up their harvest. That's something we got to kind of keep an eye on, because they're capitalizing on the strength of the dollar for the prices that they're getting for their product around the world. Dairy cannot find a flat line just yet. Barrel cheese today was up 2 1/4 cents at 188 3/4. 40-pound block cheese down 4 1/4, but at least it's back to 188 3/4 as well. AA butter on a Friday down 1.5 cents to 262.5 per pound. Like I said yesterday, Josh, a lot of dairy analysts think that we should see that price mechanism flatten out for our dairy farmers. Probably, it sounds like, by the front part of next week.
Which is some good news. We've been feeling that impact here over the last couple of weeks. Well, Pam, you've got your Packers colors on. I got the Badgers colors on. Hopefully we can have a good weekend here for Wisconsin football, huh?
Yeah, go Pack, go, and go Badgers too. Yeah, it'd be nice to bring home double wins this week.
Wouldn't it? All right, we got this. All right, Pam, you have a wonderful weekend.
You too. See you, Josh.
Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. First Four meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio, and you've got a little bit of everything in this forecast, Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, today it is really warm. I don't need this jacket on. Actually, I'm starting to get a little toasty with the jacket on, as it has been warming up fairly quickly. I think this is the end of the 80s, so I know it's been pretty persistent throughout the month of October, but we've got one more day for you. We're about 10 degrees warmer than where we were at this time yesterday. We've got the sunshine, a little bit of a southwest wind. Over the last couple of days, we've had east and southeast winds. Right now, the winds are out of the southwest, and they'll continue out of the southwest up to around 10 to 15 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. Now, as we get toward the dinner hour, notice how those little arrows are starting to come in from the north. That means that cold front's going to be sliding through, and that's what's going to usher in some cooler weather. Now, it's not a real strong cold front initially, but it will cool us down into our Saturday and even into overnight. Right now, that cold front is over western Wisconsin. Or just moving into northwestern Wisconsin. It's going to be kind of a slow process for it to move through, and then that will set us up for some cooler weather this weekend. Boy, look at this photo. This is a picture-perfect photo there in Newark Township, right near the Illinois border, near Beloit. Thanks, Hannah, for sending that in. What a perfect shot with that horse just posing for you there. And also, thanks, Linda in Platteville. Look at all those beautiful colors. Hopefully, you're able to see them. They're not going to be as vivid tonight. And also, we have some clouds that'll be moving on in as well. Well, taking a look at some of the fall color, I just kind of filled this in just a few hours ago, but we are looking at some peak color already in northern Wisconsin. I would expect the near peak to be over southern Wisconsin by this time next week. So we're expecting those colors to rapidly change over the coming week, week and a half. All right, 65 for Saturday. Noticing the wind out of the northeast. Maybe a shower here and there. I think most of the day dry. A little better chance of showers as we go into a Sunday. As temperatures only in the upper 50s and probably falling. So low 80s today. That cold front arrives as we go toward the dinner hour. Not really cooling us off too quickly, but we will fall into the 60s. Still holding in the 60s up until midnight. So feeling like summer today. We've got a few showers on Sunday with that cooler weather settling on in. And frost. We're talking about our first frost early next week. And this is Monday night into Tuesday. This is going to be probably the coldest night. But even Monday morning, might see a frost in some areas, but frost likely across all of southern Wisconsin. That'll be the time that you want to take care of some of that tender vegetation. So partly sunny skies today as we climb in the low 80s. Noticing those temperatures starting to fall into the 70s. That's behind the cold front up to the north. We'll back off into the 60s. Still actually pretty mild this evening. That wind will be switching around the north and east. We'll wake up to upper 40s tomorrow morning. A lot more cloud cover and that wind out of the northeast. Couple of sprinkles expected in the afternoon, but we are expecting, after a couple of cool days early next week, we're expecting a warm-up for the next 8 to 14 days. Right now we're at 75, 78 already in the Dells, 79 in Janesville, up to 82 today, 65 tomorrow. We cool it off throughout the weekend into early next week. Below freezing temperatures come Tuesday morning. Temperatures do rebound back in the 70s by Thursday and Friday.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, today Howard finishes his tour of Washington, D.C. with a presidential favorite.
As we wrap up our week-long tribute to our nation's capital, we knew we couldn't leave without visiting the Lincoln Memorial. I was in such awe as I stood toe-to-toe with a replica of our 16th president. And when I stood on top of the stairs leading up to the memorial, the same ones where Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech, I could see the grandeur of the Washington Monument as it mirrors in the famous reflecting pool. Being there was so inspiring. I knew I needed to highlight one of Honest Abe's favorites. So, after doing a bit of fact-finding, we discovered that President Lincoln's favorite dessert was one that hotel keeper Nancy Breadlove made for him. It was a rich lemon custard pie smothered with toasted meringue. To get the recipe for this presidential classic, head over to our website and look for Lincoln's Lemon Custard Pie. What a week it's been. I hope you had as much fun as we did as we toured and ate our way from one end of the Capitol to the other. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a memorable way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
When we come back at noon, we're wrapping up the golf season with another tip to help you lower your score on the course.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cool tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WIN Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
scariest house in the block this Halloween at Menards.
Are you tired of the constant pain, numbness, tingling, and the poor balance caused by peripheral neuropathy? At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we help patients just like you with our non-invasive treatment options designed to reduce pain and improve balance and function without the need for drugs or surgery. Our personalized approach focuses on treating those symptoms and giving you back the life you deserve. Experience the benefits of a treatment plan designed to restore your quality of life. Call to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Spas, spas, spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cool tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Allied Energy Center in Madison.
Well, if you're looking to better your golf game, the George Vitens Golf Academy is providing advice to help you lower your score. Here's Joel Weiss showing us how to have the best swing path as we wrap up the golf season.
A good swing path leads to a more consistent golf swing. And how do I do that? First of all, it starts with good alignment. What I've done is laid a couple golf clubs down with the club shafts parallel to one another. And once I do that, I want to make sure I have proper alignment, where I establish my feet the same distance away from the shafts. I make sure my hips, shoulders are all in alignment. And once I've done that, I go ahead and set up. And I make sure on my backswing that at this point, that shaft is parallel to the other shafts. And as I go through impact, I want to make sure at this point, post-impact, that that club is more directed right at the target. After I've done that, a good way to practice this drill is take your left arm and just swing out to the target and feel that thing travel right down the track, trailing arm, going right down the track, and then I take both arms, that'll help, and I feel that thing going at the target. I'm Joel Weiss, PGA professional. Improve your play the fundamental way.
I would imagine, Kelly, there's going to be a lot of folks out on the course today.
Yeah, might as well take advantage of this beautiful weather. We've got more nice weather next week, but we're going to have to get through some cooler weather as we go through the weekend into early next week. So the weekend, well, it's kind of both days aren't looking great, but it will be quite a bit cooler Saturday, probably the best day of the weekend. 65, there will be that northeast wind, maybe an isolated shower, better chances on Sunday with those falling temperatures. 54 on Monday, we're below freezing, waking up Tuesday morning, but we're back in the 70s by Thursday and Friday into next weekend.
Thank you, Kelly. Have a great afternoon.